Now at 5 and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, Victoria police and emergency workers responded to a single vehicle crash. The driver was killed in the incident. The November 5th election is weeks away. We caught up with the interim Democratic Party chair, and a landfill search has come to an end for a missing woman.
We will be taking a look at your weekend forecast. It's finally fall around here, but it's not going to last very long. And the other problem we have is it hasn't rained in over 25 days. So we'll be talking more about that and taking a look at your weekend in just a moment.
Plus, a Texas court granted death row inmate Robert Roberson a historic stay of execution. You're watching 25 News Now at 5. Good afternoon and thanks for being with us. I'm Trenton Whiting. Shauna Curry is on assignment. The Jackson County Sheriff's Office reports a potential homicide overnight on Thursday. The Sheriff's Office launched a joint investigation into an incident that led to a death near Edna on Highway 59. We've reached out for more information on the incident, but the Texas Rangers are now investigating. Around 1 o'clock this afternoon, Victoria police officers responded to a single vehicle crash in the 2700 block of Odom Street. Investigators say a GMC truck was heading south on Ben Wilson when it veered off the road for an unknown reason. The truck hit a tree and then a home. A 63-year-old man who was driving the truck was pronounced dead at the scene. The cause of the crash remains under investigation. Early voting kicks off on Monday, October 21st and ends on Friday, November 1st. Voters in Victoria can head over to the Dr. Patty Dotson Public Health Center to cast their vote early. To view all early voting locations by county, come to crossroadstoday.com. That's going to lead us to our viewer poll this afternoon. Will you be voting early? Vote yes, no, voting on election day, or not voting at all? We want to hear from you, so come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to participate, and we'll have all the latest results on 25 News Now at 6. Speaking of the election, the general election is almost here. One race getting voters to the polls in our area is the U.S. congressional seat in District 27. Republican incumbent Michael Cloud faces Democrat Tanya Lloyd. Victoria County Democratic Party Chair Alan Basham says he expects to see Democrats showing up to the polls this year.
Often we focus on the national election, which is certainly important, but our lives are greatly influenced by what happens where we live, and having those Democratic candidates where we live, I think makes a huge difference.
Alan Basham is married to the District 30 state representative candidate Stephanie Basham. She's running as a Democrat. The race closer to home is Victoria County Commissioner Precinct 1, where Democrat incumbent Danny Garcia faces Republican candidate Kenneth Wells. The Victoria ISD continues to provide information on the upcoming voter approval tax rate election. The VATRE will increase the school tax rate, which the district plans to use on increasing teacher and staff wages. The 9-cent increase would cost a homeowner with a $235,000 home $121.50 more per year. There are several information meetings next week. On Monday, October 21st, the start of early voting, the district will present their plan at the Howell Middle School Library. Then on Tuesday, they'll meet at the Rowland Elementary Library. Their last presentation of the week will be on Thursday at the De Leon Elementary Library. Each meeting begins at 6:30 p.m. Now it's time for us to take a first look at our forecast with First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Mac Perez, who joins us now with a look. Mac.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Well, it's Friday night and football weather looks really good. We are looking at fairly comfortable temperatures for at least 2 more days. I wish I could say it's going to be lasting forever, but it's not. Interesting stuff for me is that we now have a couple of big Pacific storms rolling into the west. That means that our weather is going to be changing in the next 2 weeks. We'll be talking more about that coming up in just a moment. Back to you.
Thanks, Mac. Law enforcement has ended its search operation for a missing woman at the county landfill. Homicide detectives are searching for evidence in the disappearance of 51-year-old Suzanne Simpson, who vanished October 6th. Her husband, 53-year-old Brad Simpson, is in custody on a family violence charge in connection with her disappearance. A neighbor heard the couple arguing and screaming from a wooded area behind their home. For 4 days, police searched the Bexar County landfill, but haven't revealed what they were looking for or why their investigation led them there. Though the landfill search has ended, the investigation is still ongoing. A controversial execution scheduled for last night in Texas is now on hold. That's after the state Supreme Court issued a last-minute stay for Robert Roberson. But the Texas Supreme Court isn't declaring Roberson innocent. The stay is based on a historic maneuver from a state House committee looking into his case.
Praise God, he claimed his innocence. Death row inmate Robert Roberson has more time to plead for clemency. That's after the Texas Supreme Court granted a last-minute stay of execution last night. The court isn't explaining its reasoning, but the legal maneuvers leading up to the stay are historic. State lawmakers subpoenaed Roberson to try to save his life.
I look forward to welcoming Robert to his Texas house, to his Texas Capitol on Monday.
Roberson's future remains uncertain. A lower court judge could still reschedule his execution date, but supporters hope to use this time to argue on his behalf.
We believe this to be an innocent man where the facts have not come out, and we're hoping this hearing will give that opportunity for the people of Texas to finally hear the facts.
Roberson was convicted of murdering his 2-year-old daughter more than 20 years ago. His attorneys say this would have been the first U.S. execution relying on allegations of shaken baby syndrome. They argue the girl died of other medical issues, and some powerful people agree. In this letter, 86 bipartisan state lawmakers beg for clemency. In this statement last night, Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor pushes for a review of the evidence. She writes that Roberson has made a serious showing of actual innocence.
Someone finally listened to us and listened to Robert.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Attorney General Ken Paxton has filed a lawsuit against a Dallas pediatrician, accusing her of violating state law by providing gender transitioning treatments to at least 21 teenage patients. To read this full Texas Tribune article, come to our website, crossroadstoday.com. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. Stay with us straight ahead on 25 News Now at 5. Presidential candidate Kamala Harris rushes to secure Michigan votes as Trump makes gains. Also ahead, the U.S. targets Chinese companies for arming Russia's war in Ukraine.
Join 25 News Now, the Victoria Advocate, and the Victoria Chamber of Commerce for a political forum with the candidates for State Representative District 30, Wednesday, October 23rd, 5:30 p.m., UHV Walker Auditorium. Hear from Democrat Stephanie Bassam and Republican A.J. Louderback as they vie for your vote.
Kamala Harris and Donald Trump head to Michigan today to scour for votes in the key battleground state.
For much of the summer, Democrats considered Michigan part of Kamala Harris's political firewall, a Rust Belt state they believed they could safely count on to go blue. Not anymore. With Harris's lead dwindling there, Democrats sounding an alarm, and Harris moving quickly to shore up her base.
I don't assume to have the votes of any demographic locked down. I have to earn their vote.
With only 18 days until Election Day, Harris now spending the next 48 hours in Michigan, huddling with union workers in Lansing, speaking with faith leaders in Detroit, and participating in rallies and other get-out-the-vote efforts in Oakland County. The move following a series of Harris policy pitches aimed at the Black community, where Trump has made inroads.
Look at it in the context of how he actually thinks and talks about Black folks in America. And now you look at Black immigrants, legal immigrants in Springfield, Ohio, and he gets on a debate stage and says they're eating their pets? Come on. This man is dangerous.
Trump also visiting Michigan today, heading straight for Detroit, a city that's 80% Black, even as he insulted the city last time he was there.
Our whole country will end up being like Detroit if she's your president.
Harris making fun of Trump's remarks in a video played last night during a bipartisan benefit for Catholic causes.
Maybe don't say anything negative about Catholics.
I would never do that, no matter where I was. That would be like criticizing Detroit in Detroit.
But Trump continuing to court Black men, and much to Harris's chagrin, successfully so.
Any African American or Hispanic, and you know how well I'm doing there, that votes for Kamala, you got to have your head examined.
Michigan continues to be a challenge for Harris, and not just because some Black men are going to vote for Trump, but because auto workers there are also worried about electric vehicles, and the state's large Arab population is still furious with the administration over the bloodshed in Gaza. Harris, she's got some work to do. Rachel Bade, ABC News, Washington.
The United States has imposed its first sanctions on Chinese firms for making weapons for Russia's war in Ukraine. In an announcement Thursday, the U.S. Treasury Department accused 2 Chinese firms of direct involvement in arms supplies to Moscow. The department said Chinese companies had collaborated with Russian defense firms in the production of drones. It said the drones were designed, developed, and made in China before being sent to Russia for use in the battlefield. Washington has long accused China of supporting Russia's war effort, which Beijing denies. Today is World Menopause Day, a time to raise awareness for a natural stage in life that more than 1 million U.S. women experience every year. And still, it's commonly misunderstood and a subject many may not like to talk about. Today's Health Minute has 5 things to know about menopause.
It's a natural part of aging that every woman will go through, but menopause can have a significant impact on a person's life.
Causing symptoms like hot flashes and night sweats, sleep disturbance, irritability, brain fog, joint pain symptoms, vaginal dryness, and sexual dysfunction.
Dr. Jewel Kling with Mayo Clinic says the first thing to know about menopause is that symptoms are common. A majority of women going through this stage will have symptoms, and about 30% will have severe symptoms.
I love to validate that for people because oftentimes women have them and maybe they don't even realize that those symptoms are related to menopause.
Second, you don't have to suffer. Kling says there are a number of treatments to ease symptoms, including hormone therapy. Third, for women who can't take hormone therapy or choose not to, Kling says there are also non-hormone options that can help, including prescription medications. Fourth, she says women who experience premature or early menopause before age 45 are at risk for long-term health problems like heart disease and osteoporosis.
The good news is studies support that if those women are on hormone replacement therapy, at least until the average age of menopause, which is about 52 years of age, that it mitigates those long-term health consequences.
Finally, if you're experiencing symptoms of perimenopause, which is the transitional period before menopause, you don't have to wait to get help.
And so if they're suffering, they should seek treatment.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Ooh, hello ghouls and gals. We want to see your screeching Halloween spirit. Float on over to crossroadtoday.com and enter your costume in our boo-tastic Halloween costume contest. Submit your photos to the contest page on crossroadtoday.com now through October 25th. Then head back and vote for your favorite until October 30th. We'll showcase the picture with the most votes on 25 News Now on Halloween night.
That should be a lot of fun, but we look forward to you guys sending in your pictures. Looks pretty good out there. Fairly comfortable weather for this time of year. I mean, we're at 84 right now and got a little bit warmer than the last couple of days, but we got up to 86. 84 is exactly where we were supposed to be. And we're looking for temperatures actually to warm up just a tad. The thing is, we haven't seen rain in quite some time, and we'll try and find some coming up after this.
Here's a look at what you can expect on Community Crossroads. We learn about Golden Crescent moms and quilts for hurricane victims. We hear from the Dorothy O'Connor Pet Adoption Center, and we also learn about the voter-approved tax rate election.
And so the school board in August set a tax rate that's 9 cents higher than the law allows, which requires voters to approve that tax rate.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's Friday night. Lots of people wondering our game of the week here. We've got it Hallettsville, Sacred Heart versus Shiner St. Paul. They're going to be up here at Brahma Field. Clear skies right now, partly cloudy later, but the winds are out of the southeast, 10 to 15 miles an hour. Game time temperature, very nice 76 and getting down to 70 by the time the game is over. So it's football Friday night for all kinds of places around the crossroads. We've had a few little light showers. This is very little stuff. Basically what's happening is that the moisture that got blown out with the cold front is slowly rolling back in. As a result, you saw more clouds today. But still in all, the temperatures were reasonable for this time of the year. Here's the old front. It's basically fallen apart, so that's why all that moisture is coming back. In the Rockies, this is very important. Now, for all summer, we look to the southeast for the tropics, right? Now we're looking to the northwest for the big Pacific wet storms, winter storms. The first one of the season is rolling through the Rockies right now. They're getting rain, wind, and snow right there. And then behind that, they got a much larger one that's going to come in. These are diving down into the southwest and going basically back to the northeast. In the next 7 to 10 days, one of these systems is going to dip down and get very close to us, and that's really the best shot we have at getting any rainfall. You can see how our winds are turning out of the southeast, and a few sprinkles are reported out there, but you can also see how large the big dome of high pressure is that brought us this fine fall weather. All of the eastern states are having gorgeous sunshine, cool nights, mild days, and the leaves are turning colors. We'll try and get you some pictures in the next few days. But it's also big enough and strong enough to keep all the tropical weather away from us. We're going to be talking about that next. Notice, first of all, your Doppler radar, picking up a few little sprinkles here and there, and that's kind of the thing we're going to have over the next few days as all that moisture sort of returns back to the area. But tomorrow, not bad at all for your Saturday, looking at a high of about 84 degrees, 79 in Abilene. Boy, I'll tell you, they're going to excuse me, they're going to take that after the hundreds that they saw for the past few months. There you see storm system number 1. This one is not expected to organize, but it is going to bring quite a bit of rain to the Yucatan Peninsula and to Belize. The most important one, excuse me, is actually this one, which is out over Puerto Rico right about there. This is a tropical wave, but computer models will tell you all the lines bring it across the islands, and then right about here, it runs into the big shearing wind that's going to just blow the top off of it. So, in fact, the United States doesn't have anything to worry about with this one. It is going to be bringing rain to the Caribbean islands. So let's take a look at your weekend forecast. For those of you in Port Lavaca, absolutely gorgeous. Looking for a high of about 83. In Cuero, we're looking for partly cloudy skies, mostly sunny in the afternoon hours, getting up to about 85. I wish I could tell you that it was going to get cooler and cooler, but it's not. We're going to be actually warming up by the early part of next week as we slowly get back to about 90 degrees. But I'm thinking about 10 days from now, we hopefully will see some actual rain rolling around here. We'll certainly be looking out for that. That's your 7-day forecast, reminding everybody we do have a QR code. Love for you to scan that. Put Crossroads Today on your phone. Here's Trenton.
Well, thank you, Mac. Coming up next on 25 News Now at 5, we'll take a look at your stocks. Plus, Tesla's full self-driving feature is under investigation. Let's take a look at your stocks. The Dow is up 36 points. The S&P 500 is up 23 points. The Nasdaq is up 116 points. And oil is down $1.28 to $69.32 per barrel. CVS Health announced a new president and CEO in the wake of layoffs. David Joyner is replacing Karen Lynch. Joyner most recently served as Executive Vice President of CVS Health and President of CVS Caremark, its pharmacy services business. The shakeup comes as CVS shares have dropped more than 25% this year. The company laid off nearly 3,000 workers, most of them corporate, earlier this month. It also got rid of another 5,000 corporate workers last year. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is investigating the safety of Tesla's full self-driving feature, or FSD. The investigation is looking into 4 accidents involving vehicles using the self-driving feature. The agency says a pedestrian was struck and killed in one. There was an injury in another. The agency said in each accident, the Tesla car using FSD crashed after entering an area of reduced roadway visibility from conditions such as sun glare, fog, or airborne dust. The feature, sold as an $8,000 upgrade, requires drivers to stay in the driver's seat and be ready to take control of the vehicle in order to avoid accidents. Now stay with us. We'll take one last look at your forecast. Plus, Indianapolis home builders pay tribute to Taylor Swift with spooky displays. And now here's a look at what's coming on World News Tonight right after 25 News Now at 5.
With the mastermind of the October 7th attack on Israel confirmed killed. What could this mean for a ceasefire, bringing the hostages home, and the wars raging in the Middle East? World News Tonight with David Muir is America's most watched newscast.
Some big Swifties in Indianapolis have created a spooky tribute to Taylor Swift. It's the Fear Ass Tour House. a world play on Swift's Eras Tour. The display has a skeleton for each of her albums. The couple that lives there says they started planning the display in August. A thief stole 5 of the skeletons Thursday, and they turned up later in the day without their clothes. Taylor does a lot of wardrobe changes, so the couple plans to just dress them up again. They say they plan to add security cameras as well. Swift has an upcoming concert in Indianapolis. Wow.
Yeah, instead of the Eras Tour, it's the Fear Tour.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, they must be big fans of Taylor Swift.
And they have a lot of wigs, too.
Yeah, I mean, just ready to go.
Yeah. Well, I guess everybody's decorating houses and getting ready, and all the kiddies getting their costumes.
Very festive.
And remind them about, we have a contest going on here.
Yes, sir.
Where if you go to our website, crossroadstoday.com, and you can submit your photo, and then we're going to pick a winner.
Yep, it better be the best one.
Yeah, I don't know who the judges are, but
I hope I'm one.
I'll volunteer. I'll volunteer. I'll volunteer to that too. Otherwise, the weekend is here, and it's a great night for football with comfortable weather out there. The weekend high temperatures aren't going to be too bad at all. We're looking at 83 down in Port Lavaca, and if you're inland out toward Cuero and Nordheim, you're at about 85. That's right at where we're supposed to be for this time of year. Only problem is we don't have any real rain in sight in the 7 days, but in the 10 to 14 days out, we have some glimmer of hope of something actually moving through here. We're going to warm back up to about 90 degrees as we get to the early part of next week, but the weekend's looking great for anything you have planned. Decorating, carving pumpkins, taking pictures with the kiddies in the pumpkin patch.
Yeah,
that's a good thing.
Absolutely. It's going to be a little hot for fall. You know,
yeah,
I'm still looking forward to those fall weather.
Yeah, sooner or later. I mean, I think fall's going to be about a week long, and then it's winter. You know, we don't do anything normal around here.
We'll look forward to it. But thank you for being with us. We hope to see you back here tonight for 25 News Now at 6. World News Tonight with David Muir is up next.